begin our journey exploring subtraction strategies with students, of course, starting off within 5. And we'll also be focusing on the takeaway method of subtraction. So the idea that there are things being removed, things are being broken. We have a collection of objects, and there's some action that's removing those items. Now, there are a variety of ways we can generate some numbers with the students in terms of taking away the 0, taking away the 1. One of my favorite things are these deck of cards by Christina Tondevol. These are from her Build Math Minds site. So you go to buildmathminds.com. It shows 6 different representations of the numbers 0 to 10. So you have tally marks, the digits, dot patterns, 10 frames, finger patterns, and even the rec and rec as well. So I love these cards. I want to use these in this video to show, just to generate some numbers for us to take away the 0 or the 1. I do like to combine 0 and 1 together when I'm instructing because it's very odd to act out a -0 all the time. So I like to act out in a variety of take away 0, take away 1. Now, the first thing I like to do is to put, certainly, I love to put things into story contexts all the time. So we can do some objects that are exactly what we're talking about. So if I were to say that I had, and let's say I picked a card. Okay, so it says a 3 for the rec and rec. So if I said, okay, well, there were 3 teddy bears, I could take 3 teddy bears, literally, and put them on my 10 frame. I do like putting things on a structure that's allowing me to show the underlying structure of our number system of 5s and 10s, the benchmarks. So if I said, okay, there are 3 teddy bears and then 1 went away, and I would take one of them away, I would see how many is left. And so I'd be able to show that concretely and act that out. If I were, let's say, to generate another number, I can then generate it. Let's say I have a 10 frame here. So there's 4, and out of those 4, then none were taken away. So I had 4 cookies, and I didn't eat any. How many do I have now? I can now go to these objects to talk about that these objects can represent real things. So these cubes here are representing the cookies that I had. So I said that I have 4 cookies, and I didn't eat any of them. How many do I have left? And there's still 4. And students are going to be able to figure out how many are there either by counting the 1, 2, 3, 4. Some might be able to subitize and be able to tell, oh, that's 4. It's also 1 less than the fast 5 for the top row here. So they could be talking about that thinking as they're going as well. And then we can have, I really love this for the subtraction. It's the smash it. So let's say that I were to draw a card. Oh, it's 5, and I want to take away 1. Well, then I could have my my Play-Doh balls here, and then I'm able to smash one of them and then see how many of them were not smashed. And I'd be able to figure out how many of those are there. Now, I could say there's 5, take away 1, and it leaves 4. I'm also seeing here how 4 plus that 1 makes that 5. The beginning of the decomposition of the number 5 into a 4 and a 1, and also thinking about addition as it relates to subtraction a little bit. So I love that smash it. And then we have things like a rec and rec. So if I have this rec and rec here, this is a 10 rec and rec. Actually, I'm going to turn the light off here so you can see the white beads a little bit. So in this rec and rec here, I've got 10 beads, but you notice the color coding at the 5 to help the students. Everything goes to the white, to the right, and we have the white on the right. It's helpful for the students' brains to have that white on the right. So let's say that I were again to draw a card. Okay, so I've got 4, and I want to take away 1. So I would slide over 4. Now students are going to begin by doing 1, 2, 3, 4. Totally developmentally appropriate. I want the students to be able to get a little bit more efficient in sliding that. So you can ask students, can you slide over 4 in 2 slides? Maybe they could think 2 and then 4. Or you could ask them to do it in 1. Now, I can do right now, I can do 4 right in a row. I know 4 and a 1 make a 5. So if I slide that 4 and I see a 1 there, I know that must be 4. I didn't have to count those. But then if I have the 4 and I'm taking away 1, I would slide it 1 back to the other side. And then I would see how many are left, showing the 3. So the rec and rec is able to show that. And then we have one of my favorite concrete manipulatives is Cuisenaire rods. And so let's say again, okay, I drew a card of 4. I'm going to take away 1. Well, here is the 4 Cuisenaire rod. When I'm using them for whole numbers 1 to 10, this purple one is 4. So if I have 4 and I want to take away 1, I'll get one of my white 1 cubes. I'm wondering what number here is going to be the answer, right? 4, take away 1. But you're also able to see here that whatever this distance is plus the 1 makes the total of the 5. So when I'm actually able to do my answer for that rod that fits there, The benefit of the Cuisenaire rods is the students are able to see them existing as a group. And so I have this 3 plus the 1 making the total. I guess it's a little easier here. See there. This 3 rod plus the 1 rod makes up the 4. And so we're seeing 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. And also we can see 1 plus 3 equals the 4. We also can see 4 take away the 1 would leave 3. And 4 take away the 3 leaves the 1. We also have all of those again with the 5 being on the left-hand side of the equal sign. We do want kids to become familiar with that 5 being on the other side of the equal sign. So 5 is equal to 3 plus 1, and 5 is equal to 1 plus 3, and so on. So those are the Cuisenaire rods, which I love. And then if we go to the pictorial level, I love this dry erase board. This is from reallygoodstuff.com, and you're able to show concrete and pictures and the symbols of the numbers and number path as well. Number paths have been shown to be really good for kids in kindergarten and first grade as opposed to number lines, because number lines are a distance measurement, and it's best to introduce those when students are in grade 2 and they're working on actually measuring things with distance. So for example, if I were to act when I can combine all those into one thing. Let's say I get another one of my cards. So I've got a 4. I want to take away a 1. Well, first I can draw 4 shapes on my 10 frame. Now I can either cross it out or I can erase it. Either way, I am removing it from the amount, so I can see that there are 3 left. I can show here that if I had 4 on my number path, and then I'm removing 1, how I still have 3. I can draw a picture over here as well. Let's say that I wanted to draw, let's say how about some trees. So I had 4 trees. But then 1 was chopped down. And how many trees were left, and I have that 3. And then, of course, we can even do, I like in this box to do a number bond. So if I have my 4, and I'm breaking it apart, I end up taking away that 1, I end up having 3 left over. So I do like to have that part there. And then we have an equation, which is, 4 take away the 1 is going to be our unknown. So I can put a question mark. And finally, my answer can be 4 minus 1 is equal to the 3. So you're able to combine any of these possibilities here. But I love how we can join together the concrete, pictorial, and abstract all in one activity. To make that connection for the students to be able to see that. So these are a variety of ways we can use to do the -1 and the -0.